Alright, as always, you can go to YouTube channel My Medical Nightmare and see 40 plus hours video on everything that happened to me. Alright, courtesy the United States Attorney's Office, Northern District of Georgia, American Health Imaging, and Scott Arendt to pay over $5 million to resolve allegations of healthcare kickbacks. This story is dated December 2nd, 2024. American Health Imaging, AHI, and its former founder and CEO, Scott W. Arendt, will pay the United States and the state of Georgia $5,250,000 to resolve allegations that they violated the False Claims Act by 1. Providing physicians with meals, tickets to sporting events, and other gifts to induce those physicians to refer diagnostic scans to AHI's independent diagnostic testing facilities, and 2. Entering into above fair market value personal services agreements with referring physicians to induce those physicians to refer scans to AHI. The government alleges that between 2011 and 2019, AHI relied on a variety of inducements: sporting events, fishing trips, happy hours, sponsorships of open houses at physician offices, and gifts of alcohol, gas cards, and free scans to generate referrals for diagnostic scans. Many of AHI's events involve no discernible educational purpose. Examples include tickets to the SEC football championship game, tickets to concerts, monthly dinners with referral sources, and outings to nail salons. The government also alleges that AHI entered into personal services agreements with referring physicians that were above fair market value. Under these agreements, physicians were compensated to interpret the scans that they referred to AHI. Some new reviews of AHI have surfaced on the internet. I'll read this one from Indeed.com, a very important website because you can read the experience of current and former employees, of corrupt medical practices, hospitals, and doctors. You get the inside scoop. Private investigators, attorneys, federal prosecutors, and billionaire investors are reading these also. So this review posted January 20th, 2025. Poor management unwelcoming. This worker is a patient service representative at the American Health Imaging location in Homewood, Alabama, outside of Birmingham. They write, "Do not work here if you want to be part of a team or have management that can manage their people. I was never made to feel welcome, and my experience was never put to use. My admin had favorites." And the review of the week comes courtesy opposed to the Yelp.com website. And this is from a patient of the Sewanee, Georgia location of American Health Imaging, dating from May 20th, 2024. They write about arriving for an appointment just past the scheduled time. They relate that the receptionist there would not admit them. Absolutely unbelievable. They tell how they watched the AHI receptionist stand behind a wall and apparently talk to someone who was not immediately visible. The customer could actually see who this reception was talking to, and it was nobody. This employee was talking to thin air. This is a tactic that I see over and over again in medical practices and doctors' offices. You can hear my call with Perry Savage's secretary and receptionist made up some nonsense when I called his office near Trussville, Alabama, and claimed that he was on his lunch break. Well, that was not the case because I was returning a phone call that I had received literally 2 minutes before this. So to recap, the patient customer observed that the receptionist was talking to somebody who was not actually there. They asked for this individual's name. The receptionist replied, "None of your business." This is another issue that is a modern reality when dealing with doctors, hospitals, and medical practices. You go to these places, you put your trust, your personal health care in their hands. In my experience, when you ask the employees associated with these medical personnel for their first and last names, they will not give them to you. They use nicknames, pseudonyms, and fake names similar to what you'd find if you go into a bar or maybe a strip club or something. They don't want to be held liable when in fact they are liable. Alright, 6 months have passed since University of Alabama at Birmingham UAB reportedly closed a $450 million US deal to acquire 5 Birmingham, Alabama area hospitals from healthcare provider Ascension. St. Vincent's and Ascension, during their tenure and partnership, used many criminally corrupt and ethically bankrupt partners, doctors, and medical personnel. So 6 months on, I thought I would take a look at some of the parties which are still extant and doing business with the new UAB St. Vincent's entity. You may be surprised at who is out there thriving, that UAB continues to empower and send massive amounts of business and monetary rewards to. Maybe you will not be very surprised. First up, we'll mention American Health Imaging, AHI, who was in the news just a few months ago after getting busted in a federal United States Attorney's Office operation. Alright, so 6 months following the UAB acquisition of St. Vincent's, American Health Imaging continues to be a beneficiary and business partner of these healthcare providers. They have a facility located at 2101 4th Avenue South, Suite 100, Birmingham, Alabama 35233. This is just a couple of blocks or yards really from UAB's 100 city block sprawl in the south side of Birmingham. This should be greatly disturbing to the general public and patients and consumers interested in pursuing healthcare in the Birmingham, Alabama area. So in this first example, UAB receives a big fat F on this 6-month progress report. Alright, so viewers to my channel will be well familiar with American Health Imaging. I tried to warn people about this company, which has branched out and expanded across the Birmingham, Alabama area in recent years. I was a patient and customer of American Health Imaging in 2019. They are affiliated locally with UAB St. Vincent's, formerly Ascension, and they used doctors with Birmingham Radiological Group locally. My opinion, if you had any dealings with American Health Imaging, you need to go back and check your stuff. Double check it, triple check it. These latest allegations, there's apparently some finessing and lubrication of their processes. This is yet another huge indication of corruption, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. This stuff is endemically corrupt through and through. You can go look at my videos on my channel to get some ideas about some of the others involved in these scams. Do not trust American Health Imaging. Do not trust their partners. After discovering I was misdiagnosed by Dr. Angus Baird, MD, I took this matter to the CEO of Birmingham Radiological Group, which oversees around 50 doctors. They would not put me in contact with this member doctor or help me in any way to resolve my own issues. I filed a complaint against Angus Baird stemming from my own case with the Alabama Board of Medical Examiners and Licensure Commission. That complaint was thrown out, dismissed, despite the fact that I sent in the original images, which clearly show the injury in my head, versus the written report of this doctor, which claims I have no injury. Alright, so in this call, I attempt to contact radiologist Angus Baird, MD. And this doctor, he read an MRI scan that I had done at American Health Imaging in Birmingham, Alabama, May 15th, 2019. This cost $500 cash. So in this scan, I was told that no injuries appeared. However, if you look at the images, you'll see that I have signs of head trauma, and I believe that I broke a bone in the underside of my skull. That's the basilar area, occipital condyle, condylar canal region. And you may be able to see infection in this area. And the pain in this area, this is the reason that I had this MRI scan done. It was missed by this radiologist. Alright, so the phone number I found, it leads to Birmingham Radiological Group. And they tell me they can't connect me directly to the doctor, and I should call American Health Imaging, where I had the MRI scan done. So here I call American Health Imaging, Birmingham, Alabama. And although I had this scan done in 2019, this receptionist tells me that they don't deal with those doctors anymore. And yeah, I wonder why. I might actually know the reason. Tells me that I will have to go through another doctor, possibly have another MRI scan, and I paid $500 for this one already, in order for them to do some kind of procedure and have this scan looked at again. And yes, I do not believe the statement that I'm giving here is correct. I paid for this service, the MRI scan itself, and the radiologist report. Injuries show up in the pictures. The doctor did not acknowledge the injury. And then a bit of an argument ensues, and I was hung up on by this call agent from American Health Imaging. So prospective customers out there, clients and business partners, apparently they don't stand behind their work. Yeah, and I mean, you know, my experience dealing with this, runaround and excuses. You can see everything that happened to me regarding this issue. It's on my YouTube channel, My Medical Nightmare.
Thanks for calling American Health Imaging. This is Jesse. How can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. I was a patient at AHI 2019. I had an MRI scan done. I had an injury show up in an MRI, and I got a doctor's report saying no injury was present. I need to try to talk to somebody about having this MRI scan looked at again, please.
So your doctor will have to request that. We can't.
Okay, I was told to call you guys to get in touch with the doctor, Dr. Angus Baird.
He doesn't work here no more. That's an old radiologist. We don't use those radiologists anymore. So again, like the doctor that referred you, or just a new doctor you're going to now, you could have them have a new MRI done, and they can do a what is it called? Yeah, they can have an addendum done.
Okay, well, I have a problem with the MRI that was taken, that I paid money to you guys for, that I got a report that said I had no injuries, and the injury shows up in this MRI. And I need to try to get in touch with that doctor, please.
Okay, so what I'm telling you is you can have your doctor that referred you to...
Well, I don't need a doctor. I'm calling you guys to get in touch with a doctor directly.
If you would listen, I'm trying to tell you that...
Well, you have to say something intelligible first, madam.
I'm trying to explain to you how you can have this done.
Okay, I was told to call you guys. I was told to call you guys, and you would get me in touch with the doctor.
Thank you for calling American Health Imaging. To reach ARANTSCOTT, press 1. The party you are trying to reach is busy and cannot take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, sir. I was a patient at American Health Imaging 2019. And I had an MRI scan done. This was looked at by Birmingham Radiological Group Dr. Angus Baird, MD. The facility was Birmingham, Alabama, American Health Imaging, downtown near UAB Hospital. So I was told in the report by this doctor that I had no injuries appear in my MRI. I knew this was not the case. I got a copy of my images, and I found out I was misdiagnosed. I had a serious head trauma and evidence of a broken skull in the area of the vascular skull region, occipital condyle condylar canal. And I've had a lot of problems trying to contact American Health Imaging and the doctors associated to possibly have this issue addressed, acknowledged, possibly have the imagery reread, or some kind of redress in this situation. I was a self-pay patient, self-referred, $500 cash payment. And I called American Health Imaging last week. I was hung up on in the Birmingham facility by a girl. Her name was Jessie. I tried to call AHI corporate last week. I reached a call center in India, and I was told that someone would call me back. They took down my number, and I've not been contacted on this issue. Mr. Aaron, I think you need to look into this, please. This is a very serious error. I called Birmingham Radiological Group. They tell me I got to go through you.